Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Bazil. Welcome to WildStar Wednesday episode 31. There we go. I'm probably sure most of you are wondering, why the hell are you making another video on WildStar after you left? Well, to be honest, I think the game is taking a turn for the better. First of all, I'd like to explain a couple things. To those of you who, for some reason, have me on your friends list still just to cuss at me and say pretty nasty things when I log on, it's pretty pathetic. And you guys probably were never spanked as a child, so that's actually really sad. But to the 20 or so that actually messaged me and said, "Hey, we're glad you're back. Welcome back. Hope you're doing better." I really want to thank you guys. That meant a lot. It was very humbling, so thank you. Thirdly, I actually like to, I guess, kind of apologize for the way I behaved when I left. It's not really an excuse, but I was going through some pretty bad depression and just a lot of just bad stuff. I'm not going to really apologize for some of the things I said because I think those are still pretty valid. But I will apologize for doing it in a very childish manner. It was not... I shouldn't have made the video in the first place because I was just really angry and everything kind of culminated and exploded. So life is life. But thankfully, I'm getting help and seeing a psychiatrist, which is nice. Giving me some good stuff to kind of work on and whatnot. So I'm better, and I'm not going to go a little crazy unless Carbine does something really stupid, which, you know, they're game devs. Every game dev is known to make that mistake. So let's talk about WildStar. And again, for those of you who are typing a nasty comment, I encourage you to listen to the end of this video and actually hear what I have to say, because I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. And if you don't want to, that's fine. You can be a troll and no one will like you anyway. So the free-to-play beta has started, and I definitely have enjoyed it so far. Myself and most of the staff over at Q Times and the podcast guys at STOS, Dasmoosh, Clover, oh boy, all the other people, I forget your names, I'm sorry. But they've all been really just kind of working hard and making sure that the game is what it should be. Realistically, the whole community has, so that's encouraging. We have seen really nothing negative so far from the PTR, which is actually surprising. But I'm not going to hold my breath like I did when the game was first announced and the developers were all really good. So I'm not going to hold off. This game's going to be amazing again. But it is essentially a complete reboot of the game. And it should have been like the way it's going to be released now is the way it should have been released. Go away, Fly. Should have been released a year ago. So the free-to-play store is actually decent. There's nothing that really made me go, oh my gosh, this is going to ruin the game, or people are going to bitch about it. People are going to bitch about it regardless because it's a cash shop and pay to win, blah, blah, blah. But it's just experience flasks, extra gold, extra experience, extra crafting crap, that kind of crap. You can extend your costume slots and that kind of stuff. You know, just basic necessities, bank slots, that kind of stuff. The only thing that really kind of was like, oh gosh, was the chest keys. But then I talked to Dasmoosh, and he explained to me that the loot was just extra loot from the dungeon. It wasn't like super awesome epic gear that you can only get from, you know, the keys and stuff. It was just an extra chance to get a piece of loot. But you would have to spend money on it, or Omnibits, which you get in-game from just playing, which is awesome. So that's cool. The character selection screen, all that stuff has been streamlined. It looks so much better. It looks the way it should be. It doesn't look really derpy anymore and look kind of half-assed. It looks really well done, so hats off to Carbine for doing that. The leveling was really kind of what really got me not wanting to do alts. But we got a lot of information about that. They've completely removed all the stupid crap that has just been plaguing the attunement crap, which is just, thank you for that. Thank you so much, because that was just a pain in the ass. You can buy the Genesis key for gold. It's like, I think it was like 8 gold if I remember correctly from the podcast, the STOS podcast, which is just like, yay, thank God, because grinding Elder Gems for that and then never using them again was just stupid. So that's good. They streamlined that. I talked to Doc, and he said that he doesn't like leveling his alts on the live server right now because it's so slow. But with the loyalty, experience flask, and all that fun stuff, you can get so quickly and so levels, and that's awesome because that's the way it needs to be. Because let's be honest here, once you level once and do all the stuff once, especially if you're like me, where you go through every zone and do every single quest, and then you move on to the next zone and then do every single quest, and then so on and so forth. Doing that for every single one of your tunes, because I'm an achievement whore, is a pain in the ass. So I'd rather just level and then get them as I go. That's what I did in World of Warcraft. That's what I did in Rift and all that other fun stuff. So it's really important to have streamlined stuff. And the only thing that really kind of made me disappointed was talking to Time Travel in the Twitch chat for the S2S podcast last week about PvP. He said he has some really cool stuff planned. He's looking forward to season 2, all that stuff, but that stuff isn't going to be implemented, at least at that time of talking to him, until after the Drop 6 or the free-to-play, whatever, goes live. So that was a little disappointing, but let's be honest here, MMOs at this point in time just are not good for PvP. I don't believe that MMOs really should be focused on PvP anymore. At least, honestly, like after playing like Overwatch and Gigantic and all these other games that are more PvP focused, I'd rather just play an MMO for my PvE experience, my social experience, and then my, Gigantic, Overwatch, Team Fortress, Dota, those games for more of the PvP experience. Just because those games are more catered and more well designed to those specific needs. But it's cool to see that they've definitely stepped up and definitely have acknowledged all of the problems that the community have been bitching about for the last year. It's sad, and it's a shame that it took to the point where the game almost went down and, everything kind of went to crazy for them to really kind of step it up and actually do stuff. But in all honesty, I think that it is part of the fault that NCSoft pushed out probably way too early. And, I mean, realistically, now that it's going free-to-play, NCSoft is going to have a lot more dictation as to what goes on the store, what they have to buy, that kind of stuff. But so far, the free-to-play stuff for WildStar looks really, really good. I'm overly impressed, and I can't actually wait to play. I'm actually playing on the beta stuff right now, just enjoying it. Yeah, my only concern is PvP balance, because it's such a love of mine in the game, because it's so much fun. But honestly, I think I'll just play Gigantic for that. So, but because the raids are phenomenal in WildStar, they've definitely upped the difficulty level just a little bit. They've kind of tuned it to be a little bit more, I guess, I don't want to say casual friendly, but they've definitely made it more accessible to everyone while still keeping the challenge level the correct way. So that's good. But that's going to be all, guys. I do have a question for you guys. Hey, for those of you that have played the free-to-play PTR, what do you guys think of it? What do you think is bad? What do you think is good? And also put in the comments, let's see, I guess that's it. That's really the only question I have for you guys. And if you haven't played it, what is something that you want me to look at, to cover, or et cetera, et cetera. So again, it is good to be back. The S2S guys and the QTime staff has been really supportive through the few difficult months I've been going through. So just another shout out to you guys. You guys have been really, really nice, and really thank you for that. So that's it. That's all. Have a wonderful afternoon, morning, and or evening, and we'll see you guys next time.